Hello, I'm Jacqueline McInnes Wood, and welcome back to my official channel.
Hey guys, it's Jacqueline McInnes Wood here, and welcome back to my official channel. I am so tired right now. My eyes are burning. My hands are actually shaking while I type this. I have been up for hours staring at my screen, drinking too much coffee, because the news that just dropped in the world of the bold and the beautiful is just too much. It is too big. I literally cannot even process what I just watched. And I have to get this all down before I forget any of it. So please excuse the typos. Please excuse if I ramble. I am just a tired journalist on a massive deadline, typing furiously because the whole show just exploded. Literally exploded. Everything we knew is a lie. Everything. And let me just start by setting the scene for you guys, because you have to understand the context of how crazy this is. So we all know what has been going on with the Forrester and Logan families lately. It has been a total war zone, a complete and utter mess. Katie, Logan Spencer, and Brooke Logan Forrester have been fighting nonstop. It is a full-scale feud, and it all came to a head at the big Logan official kickoff event. Katie was trying to make a name for herself. She was trying to launch her fashion house, and Bill Spencer was right there by her side. Bill was defending her. He was doubling down. He told Will Spencer that you cannot steal something that you own, because Bill claims that Eric Forrester promised those designs to the Logans. Bill says Eric abandoned Katie. So Bill convinced Katie to just take Eric's designs and produce them, to put them on models for a fashion preview. But Brooke and Ridge Forrester were not going to let that happen. Oh no. They were so mad. They rejected every peace treaty. They decided to play dirty. So Brooke and Ridge and Eric actually crashed Katie's press conference. They barged right in. They ruined the whole event. They turned it into a public train wreck. They derailed the Logan fashion launch completely. And they were acting so high and mighty about it. Ridge was almost getting into a physical fight with Bill. Will Spencer was yelling at his parents about being thieves. RJ Forrester was accusing Will of being a double agent. Everyone was screaming about stolen designs, about intellectual property, about the great legacy of Eric Forrester, about how the Forresters are the kings of fashion and the Logans are just thieves. And then it happened, right in the middle of this massive public war, right when the whole fashion world was watching them fight over who owns what. A bomb dropped, a massive nuclear bomb. An anonymous hacker just released a secret document out of nowhere, dropped it right onto the internet for everyone to see. And it was not just any document. It was a file from the 1980s, the early days, the days when Forrester Creations was just starting to become a giant empire. And what this document showed is just sickening. It is a horrifying truth. It exposes Eric Forrester, the great patriarch, the legend, the man who has been judging everyone else. The document proves that Eric Forrester is a total fraud. He stole his early sketches. He did not design them. He stole them from a poor designer, a nobody, a guy who had absolutely nothing. Eric took this poor designer's sketches and claimed them as his own. And he used those stolen sketches to build his entire empire. He built Forrester Creations on a lie, a massive, disgusting lie. He stole from someone who could not fight back. And he got rich. He got famous. He became a billionaire, while the real artists probably starved. And I just can't even wrap my head around it. Eric Forrester, the man who just crashed Katie's launch to call her a thief, he is the biggest thief in the history of the fashion industry. This truth is so naked. It is so raw. It is a fatal blow to Eric's image. His legacy is dead. It is completely destroyed. And it makes this whole current copyright war between Bill and the Forresters look like a massive joke, a pathetic, tragic joke. Bill Spencer must be laughing his head off right now. He was right. He was fighting against a company built on stolen goods. Brooke and Ridge look like absolute fools. They went out there in public to defend a legacy that is completely fake. The hypocrisy is just insane. It is off the charts. Steffi Forrester Finnegan is going to lose her mind. She is the CEO of a company that is now a global laughingstock. The stock is going to tank. The brand is ruined. Everything they fought for is gone. But guys, that is not even the craziest part of the day. I know. How could anything be crazier than the destruction of a 40-year fashion empire? But it is, because while the Forrester business is burning to the ground in public, something much more dangerous is happening in private. Blood is about to spill, real blood, and it is all because of Deacon Sharp. So let me back up a little bit. We all know Deacon has been playing with fire. He has been sneaking around with Taylor Hayes. Steffi warned them. Steffi literally told Taylor to end things with Deacon or she would cut her out of the family. Steffi told Deacon to stay away. But did they listen? No. They are rebellious. They are drawn to each other. They cannot stop. Deacon literally told Taylor that nothing is going to keep them apart. And in the previews, we saw them stripping down, getting ready for passion, getting into bed together. And we also saw Sheila Sharp, Deacon's wife, the psychopath, showing up at Taylor's door with flowers. Sheila just wanted to show gratitude. She wanted to thank Taylor for some advice. So she goes to the door. She peeks in the window. She knocks. And Deacon has to scramble. He has to hide under the bed or in the bathroom like a coward, like Sheila used to hide when she was a fugitive. The irony of that is not lost on me. But here is what actually went down. And it is so much worse than just hiding. Deacon could not handle it. The pressure, the guilt, the fear of Sheila finding out. So he breaks. He completely falls apart. He decides to confess, which is just the dumbest thing anyone could ever do. You do not confess to Sheila Carter. You lie until you die. But Deacon is weak. He is trembling. He is literally shaking like a leaf. He comes clean to Sheila. He confesses his terrible sin. He tells her that he cheated on her with Taylor Hayes. And he cries. He actually cries tears. He begs Sheila for mercy. He tells her it was just a moment of weakness, that he just slipped up. He asks her to forgive him, but then he makes a mistake, a fatal mistake. The worst mistake in the history of mistakes. He defends Taylor. Yes, you read that right. He is standing in front of his psychotic murderer wife who has a history of shooting people, and he defends the woman he cheated with. He tells Sheila that Taylor is not at fault. He says it was all his doing. He tries to protect Taylor from Sheila's wrath. Are you kidding me, Deacon? Are you actually insane? Because doing that, defending Taylor, that is the one thing that pushes Sheila over the edge. It makes her go completely insane. She realizes that Deacon actually cares about Taylor, that he loves her enough to protect her, and Sheila's brain just snaps. But she does not scream. She does not throw things. She does not cry. And that is what is so terrifying. When Sheila gets quiet, when she gets cold, that is when people die. So Sheila just looks at him with these dead shark eyes. She doesn't yell. She just reaches into her purse and she pulls out a gun, a black gun, a heavy, dark metal gun. She just takes it out and holds it. She doesn't point it at Deacon. She doesn't threaten him with it. She just holds it down by her side, and she turns around and she starts to walk out the door, coldly, like a machine, like a Terminator. Deacon loses his absolute mind. He realizes what he has done. He realizes he just signed Taylor's death warrant. So he throws himself on the floor. He grabs Sheila's leg. He clings to her ankle. He is sobbing. He is begging. He is pleading with her not to do it, not to go to Taylor. But Sheila is not human anymore. She is just a weapon. She looks down at Deacon clinging to her leg, and she kicks him hard. She coldly and violently kicks him down. She stomps him off her leg. He falls back onto the floor in a pathetic heap, And then she says it. The words that gave me actual chills. She declares that she is going straight to the Forrester house. She is going straight to Taylor to finish this once and for all. She says she is going to kill Taylor right now. She says she is going to turn their secret little kiss into the bloodiest kiss of death in history. The bloodiest kiss of death. She actually said that, and then she walks out the door, leaving Deacon on the floor crying, and I just cannot breathe. Sheila has shot Taylor before, years ago. She left her for dead, and now she is going to do it again. And this time she is not going to miss. She is not going to leave it to chance. She has a gun and she has a motive, and Taylor has no idea. Taylor is probably sitting in right now, maybe thinking about Deacon, maybe putting on a robe, completely unaware that the Grim Reaper is walking up her driveway with a black gun. And Steffi, oh my God, Steffi. Think about Steffi right now. Steffi is sitting in her CEO office. She is already dealing with the fact that her grandfather is a confirmed fraud. The hacker document is destroying her company. And at the exact same moment, her mother is about to be murdered by her mother-in-law. Steffi is going to lose her legacy and her mother on the exact same day. It is too much tragedy for one person. It is Shakespearean. It is dark. And while all of this heavy life and death stuff is happening, while empires are falling and guns are being drawn, the younger generation is just messing around with their petty little dramas, which just feels so crazy to watch side by side. Like, look at Electra Forrester. Electra is throwing a massive fit in the showroom. She is erupting into a rage because Steffi hired Melissa Dillon. Electra hates Dylan because Dylan kissed Will Spencer. So Electra is screaming at Dylan, demanding that Dylan quit her job. But Dylan says no. Dylan says she needs the money. She needs the job so she doesn't become homeless again. And Electra is just being so entitled. She is ranting to RJ Forrester, trying to get Dylan fired before she even gets her first paycheck. And Electra doesn't even want Will anymore. Will admitted to the kiss with Dylan, and Electra rejected him. She threw it in his face. And now she is moving on with RJ. Electra and RJ are having a romantic moonlight swim. They are taking selfies. They are flirting. Electra is telling RJ how amazing he is. RJ is complimenting her. They are just living in this little bubble of teen romance, completely oblivious to the fact that their family name is currently being dragged through the mud by a hacker, and that Sheila is on her way to murder Taylor. And then there is Ivy Forrester. Ivy is so smug right now. Ivy is spying on Electra and RJ during their moonlight swim. She is watching them from the bushes or whatever. And she is so pleased with herself because Ivy is the one who manipulated this whole thing. Ivy stole a letter that Electra wrote to Will. She hid it in her purse. She intentionally sabotaged Will and Electra's relationship because she wanted Electra to be with RJ. So Ivy is standing there smiling, thinking she is a genius. But Ivy's little house of cards is about to fall too, because Daphne Rose knows the truth. Daphne saw Ivy steal the letter, and Daphne is struggling. Daphne is carrying this heavy secret, and it is eating her alive. Daphne is supposed to be having a sizzling romantic evening with her new husband, Carter Walton. They are trying to make a baby. They are dealing with potential infertility issues, and Daphne is so stressed out. She cannot focus on making a baby because she feels so guilty about Will and Electra. She wants to confess to Carter. And if Carter finds out, he is going to be so mad. Carter is a man of principle. He will force Daphne to tell the truth. But Daphne might not even have to, because Melissa Dillon already knows. Yes, Dylan was eavesdropping. Dylan was peeking into the design room, and she overheard Ivy and Daphne talking about the stolen letter. Dylan heard everything. She busted Ivy. She confronted Ivy about it. And now Dylan has a massive moral dilemma. Does she tell Will the truth? Does she tell Will that Electra actually wrote him a letter and Ivy stole it? If she tells Will, Will might go back to Electra, and Dylan will lose her chance at a romance with Will. Because Dylan and Will are getting really close. They are moving toward a physical relationship. And Ivy is evil. Ivy knows Dylan is poor. Ivy knows Dylan is terrified of being homeless. So Ivy is probably going to offer Dylan money. A payoff, Ivy will pay Dylan to keep quiet. Just like she paid Dylan to leave town last time. And Dylan has to choose. Tell the truth and lose Will, or take the money. Keep the secret and survive. It is a crazy choice for a young girl to make. But again, all of this feels so small, so petty. Compared to the hacker document and the gun, I just keep thinking about Eric Forrester. Decades of acting like the king of Los Angeles, decades of looking down on Sally Spectra for stealing designs. Remember that Eric hated the Spectras because they stole from Forrester. But Eric is the original thief. He is the biggest fraud of them all. He stole from a poor designer. He ruined someone's life to build his own. It makes me sick to my stomach. It makes every single episode of this show for the last 40 years look different. Every time Eric gave a speech about integrity, about family values, about the beauty of original art, it was all a lie. Words coming out of the mouth of a liar. And Brooke has defended Eric her whole life. She loves Eric. She looks up to him. She just crashed Katie's launch to protect Eric's designs. How is Brooke going to react when she finds out the designs she was protecting are built on a foundation of theft? Brooke is going to be shattered. Bridge is going to be shattered. His whole identity is tied to being a Forrester designer. But what does it mean to be a Forrester if the name means nothing? If the name means thief and Bill Spencer? I cannot wait to see the look on Bill's face. Bill is going to gloat so hard. He is going to buy a billboard in Los Angeles just to laugh at Eric. Bill is going to use this to destroy Forrester Creations in the stock market. He might even try to buy the company for pennies because the company is worthless now. But none of that matters if Taylor is dead. I have to go back to Sheila. I cannot stop picturing that black gun. Sheila's face when she picked Deacon. The coldness, the absolute lack of humanity. Deacon is a fool, a stupid, weak fool. He brought this monster into their lives. He married her. He thought he could control her. He thought she was reformed. But Sheila Carter never changes. She is a killer. She has always been a killer. And the second she felt betrayed, the second she saw Deacon protecting another woman, the killer woke up, and she didn't just wake up. She got up with a purpose. She is walking with a purpose. She is going to turn that secret kiss into a bloodbath, the bloodiest kiss of death in history. I keep repeating that phrase because it is just so chilling. It is poetic in a sick, twisted way. Taylor and Deacon thought they could sneak around. They thought they could have their little forbidden romance, but the price of that romance is going to be paid in blood. And where is Steffi going to be when it happens? Will Steffi be there? Will Steffi walk in on Sheila pointing the gun at Taylor? Steffi has shot Sheila before too. It could be a massive shootout. A bloodbath in the Forrester mansion or the Cliff House. Wherever Taylor is right now, she is not safe. Nowhere is safe. I am so stressed out. I need to drink some water. My heart is beating so fast. Let's just review what we know, because I need to make sure I am getting all the facts straight in my head. Fact 1, Katie and Bill are producing Eric's designs. Brooke and Ridge crashed the launch. It was a disaster. Fact 2, an anonymous hacker dropped a 1980s document proving Eric Forrester stole sketches from a poor designer to build his empire. Eric is a fraud. The company is a joke. Fact 3, Electra is throwing a fit about Dylan working at Forrester. Dylan refuses to quit. Fact 4, Electra is moving on with RJ. Having a moonlight swim. Fact 5, Ivy stole Electra's letter to Will. Daphne knows Dylan overheard and busted Ivy. Dylan might take a payoff to keep quiet. Fact 6, Daphne and Carter are trying to make a baby, but Daphne is too stressed about Ivy's secret. Fact 7, Deacon and Taylor were sneaking around. Steffi warned them. Fact 8, Deacon confessed his cheating to Sheila. Fact 9, Deacon defended Taylor to Sheila. Fact 10, Sheila pulled a black gun from her purse, kicked Deacon to the floor, and marched out to kill Taylor, promising the bloodiest kiss of death in history. It is just too much. It is a soap opera on steroids. The writers have completely lost their minds, and I am here for it. But I am also terrified because characters we have known for decades might not survive this week. Eric might not survive the shame. His heart might give out. Taylor might not survive the bullet. Deacon might not survive the guilt. And what about Will? Will is fighting with RJ. Will is mad at Bill and Katie. Will is getting closer to Dylan. Will is just a pawn in everyone else's games. He has no idea that his true love, Electra, actually wanted him. Because Ivy stole the letter, Will is going to be so broken when he finds out the truth. If he ever finds out and Daphne or Daphne, she just wants a baby. She just wants a happy life with Carter. But she is tangled up in the Forrester web of lies. Everyone who gets close to the Forresters gets burned. It is a curse. But the biggest curse of all is Sheila. I just keep looking at the clock, wondering if the police are going to get there in time. Did Deacon call the police? Did he pick up his phone after Sheila kicked him? Or is he just lying on the floor crying like a coward? He probably did.